Being a kid in Alabama means looking forward to snow events all through the 60s, 70s, 80s. I was always really excited anytime that snow was in the forecast, and really back then you couldn't see very far out, and the forecast more often than not missed, and a lot of times you were holding a heavy snow warning. Well, maybe not a heavy snow warning, but maybe a winter storm watch or a winter storm warning in your hand, and realizing nothing. But the March 1993 superstorm was a very well forecast storm. I was a TV meteorologist at Channel 42 in Birmingham. Very excited, going up every night that week, looking at the model data coming in on our dot matrix printers and seeing a very strong low pressure system, even a hurricane strength low in the Gulf of Mexico with cold air all the way to the Gulf Coast. And it looked like the recipe for a very powerful winter storm hitting Alabama. Now, that was hard to get people to listen to you about because on that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, March 8th, 9th, and 10th, temperatures were in the 70s. The highs at Birmingham were 73, 73, and 75 on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So it was hard to get people to listen to you. I was also the head of a major hotel management company in Birmingham, and getting all of our hotels across central Alabama to be prepared, stocking up, food for the hotels, making sure they had supplies in, that they had staff in, and that the generators were full, was a very important message. And they all literally were just laughing at me. I probably felt like Noah and the ark, telling them to get prepared for this event. And even on the day of the storm, well, first I went to the television station around lunchtime, talked to the news director, and the chief meteorologist, and I was aghast to find out that they were not even planning on covering the storm over the weekend. They were just going to basically record the 10 o'clock news at 6 o'clock and just close up shop for the weekend. So I was disappointed, but I went back to work, and I remember my boss came in and said, "Hey, Bill, it's just another missed forecast, because it's light rain outside. It's in the 40s. The sun's been out a little bit. It's not going to do anything." So I told him you better get home before the snow started in earnest, and I left around 4:30, 5 o'clock, if I remember. It was just beginning to, a mix of snow and rain was beginning to fall, and that picked up through the evening hours, and you began to realize that we really were going to have a significant event. But, it quickly turned from what anticipation of a very fun event to a very life-threatening situation. I can remember the power going out about 10:30, with thunder snow occurring in the Birmingham area, and I could not believe what I was seeing and hearing. And by morning, looking outside, there were snow drifts several feet in many places. Matter of fact, the house across the street from me, the front door wasn't even visible. Snow had drifted to over 7 feet tall, and it was impossible to even see the front door, and I knew we had a serious situation. Temperatures in the house were already down in the 30s, and this was going to be a very scary event. So if you kept your power during the event, you probably had a great time, but if you were in the same boat with hundreds of thousands of Alabamians with no power, no heat, and no real source of outside information except for radio, it became a very scary event. And it got very cold the very next day, or at least on Sunday morning. We achieved a record low at Birmingham of 2 degrees above zero. So this was a very life-threatening situation across central Alabama. But I can remember being glad to be at home because it obviously was a very serious situation. But I missed getting out and being in the snow and covering all of that. But those are some of my memories from the March 1993 Superstorm. Please add your memories on our Facebook comments here at the bottom of this post. And make sure to watch the videos by James and Brian, and read Scott Martin's post as well. So hopefully we'll probably never have another one of those, or if we do have, maybe it won't be accompanied by the same amount of wind, although with that amount of snow, 13 inches at Birmingham, 20 inches in some spots in Alabama, you're going to have power problems. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you on Weather Brains.